Hey y'all, it's Shanez, and I'm just sitting here thinking about the Braxton sisters. I recently posted a compilation that included a breakdown on what I really felt was going on between Towanda and Tamar Braxton, I think during the last season of their show, and I'll insert a short clip here. So this is when the component of jealousy really starts to come in, because each individual is jealous of something that the other one can attain naturally. Towanda comes off as being jealous of Tamar's ability to be the baby, in the sense that she will receive help. She expects men to help her. She expects masculines to help her. She's not, she sort of wears her heart on her sleeve. And Tamar seems to be jealous of the fact that Towanda earns and gets respect off rip. But you can watch that full video in the link in the description box. And it's clear that the sisters are still under a lot of turmoil. And I've spoken about karmic siblings in my content in the past. The Braxtons are undoubtedly a karmic sibling dynamic. And like most karma, the purpose is to heal deep wounds, whether that be from your masculine or feminine side, generationally, or even in your past lives. And while I think a lot of what the sisters are dealing with stems from their mother Evelyn, which I'll briefly get into in a minute, I do think that at this point, everything that's happening is a karmic chain of events that was set off by the tragic passing of Tracy Braxton. Rest in peace, Tracy Braxton. And of course, this isn't based in fact or any receipts. This is just my spiritual opinion. I think that Tracy Braxton was the earth angel of the sisterhood. And I may not be meaning that literally, but maybe just figuratively or spiritually, meaning that I think her very presence brought peace amongst a group of women who couldn't seem to treat each other fairly. There was something so pure about Tracy that dissipated a lot of the energy that I think we're seeing on a more unfiltered level now. I consistently watched the Braxtons from the beginning up until about maybe in the mid to late 2010s. Much of the newer seasons I've seen in clips, but honestly, the only thing that has changed, in my opinion, is that Tracy's absence has created space for more lower vibrational behavior, and I think she is tremendously missed. That being said, the root cause of a lot of these issues with the Braxton sisters, I believe, stems from their mother Evelyn. While I know that their father had an affair and started a new life, I think having an extremely male-centered mother who wore her devastation over the demise of her marriage like a badge of honor, there is something deeply embedded in Evelyn, from my point of view, that used the scorned woman as her entire personality. But I don't think people understand what impact this has on a spiritual level on children. I believe that their mother normalized a deep sense of emotional codependency on male partners.
Why come you don't never talk about you and your man? Boom!
There ain't nothing to talk about. There were so many scenes where Evelyn couldn't even self-regulate when she was in the same room with their father, so many years after the disillusionment of their marriage, just to show you how much hadn't been healed over time. It got to the point where it was bordering on emotional immaturity, right? And a lot of people say that we develop our initial compass to relationships from our opposite gender parent, meaning that a girl, a female born child will develop her relationships through the lens of how she feels her father treated her, or if he was there or wasn't there, and a mother and a son. Often it's the father wound that feminines carry, wherein they are desperately desiring being chosen and acknowledged, right? Which are two very important elements to this. But in my opinion, it's actually more rooted in the mother, because as a child, you feel hardwired to your mother's nervous system. I mean, you lived inside of her. And if you notice that your mother is emotionally dependent on your father or other men, that's what teaches you codependency. That's just my opinion. You look to the person whose nervous system you're most closely linked to and calculate that they themselves are regulated by a partner, not internally. So you believe that you need the same thing to regulate you. That person might be your father as well, but then eventually for feminines, this bleeds into your relationship archetype. So I think the sisters overall are suffering with this wound, and it shows in their romantic dynamics. But this soft take isn't about their romantic life. It's about their sisterhood. And I believe that there are three main issues that create separation amongst Toni, Tamar, Towanda, and Trina. And that's status, who is entitled to what status, and their ego beliefs around that, acknowledgement, and truly being seen or feeling like you have worth in the eyes of your loved ones, and deep resentment for all the needs that have been unmet or misplaced amongst their relationships.
We're sisters. Shut the up. Give me my money back. That was not a gift.
Promise to God. Yes, it was. But it's
no,
okay.
you didn't.
And that's just something that we used to do as sisters, help each other.
I said, Toni, you are a legend. Toni, you are Toni Braxton.
You're too classy for this.
Heavyweight, don't put me, Tamar. Don't put Toni Braxton.
When we talk about status, I believe that all of the Braxton sisters are Generation X. I can double check that, but I believe that they are. Potentially Toni might be a very young boomer, but I'm not sure. But it's important when we talk about clinging to status. Whether it was their father's church or just their family name, they have always been very defined by their identity and their birth order. Many members of Generation X carry this high school-like energy wherein they show up emotionally juvenile. At times, the spirit can be endearing, Pluto in Libra energy, like lighthearted air energy. But other times, it appears that folks in this generation can't get out of the politics they cared about as teenagers and continue to perpetuate those themes as adults and pigeonhole people to the roles that they were in as teens or as kids. After all, Earth is a school wherein souls come to heal. So your generation says a lot about your experience, and particularly Generation X has a deep relationship with status and marriage. Remember, we're talking about Libra energy. So with Toni being the oldest sister and celebrity icon, her energy gets to sort of go unchecked, very under the radar. It's okay when Toni does things because she's Toni Braxton. When she doesn't show up for her sisters, it's because she's superstar Toni Braxton. Not because she didn't prioritize them, because she felt she didn't have to, but both could certainly be true.
Dress, right?
I do have my dress.
I can't wait to
I won't
see
be
it.
able to be there.
That made me very sad.
I know.
And Trina's crying.
Oh, Lord.
The baby of the family, though, should never have more or be more than anyone born before her under these politics. And while this is straight up nonsensical, it is what governs the sisterhood, and it is what contributes to its continued emotional stunting, because it bleeds into the next issue, which is acknowledgement. I believe that the deep jealousy for Tamar is how successful she is with her own craft, her own gifts and talent, her own divine femininity. And I believe that Towanda and Trina view that as unfair or undeserving. And I think it's purely because she's younger than them. Honestly, I also think that desirability plays a factor here because, let's be honest, these women were raised in a male-centered household. So whoever was the most desired by men, desired by the music industry, men with high status, will obviously become the coveted sister. While Tamar went through a lot in her marriage, she married quote-unquote well with respect to finance and status. This matters. On top of being desired by the music industry and being Black sisters with a variation of skin tones. And as a Black woman with a deep skin tone, I can feel the tension amongst the sisters on an unspoken level. I can see that there is jealousy toward the sisters who favor superstar icon Toni Braxton versus those who favor the other side of the family. It's petty, it's low vibrational, but that's why they refuse to acknowledge Tamar and why it will likely never happen, because the egos involved are way too bruised by the dissonance they feel toward the beliefs they hold and how much Tamar's existence defies that. And when you're in this place with family members and money is being spent to try to garner love and acknowledgement, but egos and beliefs are in this fixed place, the structure of authority and hierarchy doesn't allow for people to take accountability for their actions. And then you add deep-seated emotional immaturity from the top down. After that, all you have left is resentment. Resentment toward Tamar for being the one who can help financially, who does have her own success, can stand in her own light, can attract certain types of men and opportunities, the resentment Tamar feels toward the others for minimizing her or potentially mischaracterizing her intentions, the resentment Toni may feel, potentially feeling she's above this entire thing or has to carry this burden simply because she's the one that made it first. It's truly palpable. And all I can say is, now more than ever, Tracy's missed. So that's my soft take. My name's Chinez, and thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and consider subscribing. You can follow me on TikTok or subscribe to my Substack, Static and Ripples, both at Official Chinez. You can also subscribe to my main channel, Channeling Chinez, here on YouTube for video essays and deep dives. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.